Okay. Okay, let's start the marking on the fabric and we'll do the cutting today. Stitching tomorrow I'll show. Okay. So let me explain. So this is the fabric I'm going to be used to stitch this blouse. Okay. And so I'll explain a little bit about the fabric also. So this is the starting of the fabric, which we called as selvage. So this part of the fabric is called selvage, where you can see a thick line formation here. All the thread weavings will be start from here. Okay, so this is the selvage part. Right? See, if you stretch the fabric here, see wherever it fits straight and fitted, this side is the straight grain. Okay, means the thread weaving is done in this way. So no stretch will happen. The fabric you feel very stiffness. So this is the straight grain of the fabric. And whereas come to this direction, this is the cross grain. So cross grain, you can experience a little bit of expand. Okay, when you stretch, a little bit of expand will happen. So that is called the cross grain. And bias grain. Bias grain is nothing but it will stretch more, means the very diagonal side of the fabric. So if you stretch, you can see the expand. It will stretch it more. Okay, you can see the stretch, right? So we will be using this direction of bias. We call it as bias grain, but for concealing the necklines, whatever the shape, U-line or U neckline or V shape, square shape, whatever the neckline, we will be using these bias strips. Okay, diagonal cuttings, 1 inch we will be doing, and then we'll use that for the neckline finishing. I will show you that, how to make those bias strips and how to conceal the neck with that. Okay, so these are the just a little knowledge about the fabric. Selvage, these are the terms usually we use for fabric sourcing or whatever the thing. So this is the selvage, and in the weaving of the threads you will be having a straight grain, cross grain and bias grain. Okay, so coming to the folding technique. Folding technique of the fabric, according to the design you can fold, or else according to the straight grain direction also you can fold. So here I got all over circles. So I am folding my blouse as like this. Just I am folding in this way. Okay, so I'm not folding the selvage to selvage, just cross grain to cross grain side I am folding. Okay, you can do any type. For this pattern making method, see we have already the patterns. So you can fold the fabric as your wish. No need to follow particular method for stitching the blouse. Okay, you can just place the patterns and exactly you can do the cutting. But what the thing you have to see is whether it is in straight grain or cross grain. If at all, the plain blouse you are working on, then go with the straight grain. If at all any design is there, then according to the design direction, you can fold the blouse pattern and then place all these patterns and do the cutting. Okay, any way you can do. If you are working with lining blouse, if you want to do with lining blouse, first fold the lining and place all the patterns on the lining itself, and on the lining itself you have to provide the seam allowances and do the cutting. Once you're done with the lining cuttings, place those cuttings on the main fabric. This is called the main fabric. Lining part which we provide inside another part of the fabric, that is called lining. Okay, place those lining parts on the main fabric and cut the main fabric according to that. Okay, once you're done with the cutting, just align the lining and the main fabric together and stitch all over the corners. Okay, So just stitch all over the corners and make them two pieces into one single piece. Okay. So after that, stitching is similar to the lining or without lining blouse. The stitching is same. Only extra part is you are going to attach one more lining for the main fabric. Okay. Now we are doing for the single fabric. If you want, you can do the same thing for the lining also, but you have to make them together. Means stitch all the corners together first, and then you can stitch the remaining blouse. Each technique is similar to the blouse what I am showing you now. You can do along whatever you want. Okay. First take the back pattern.
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, I have the material full while, no, that one only I have now.
Material.
What method? Ma'am, full while சொல்லுவாங்கல்ல.
I didn't get you, dear. Full
மேம் full while blouse பெரியவங்க போடுவாங்கல்லங்க மேம்
full
லைனிங்
1 meter
இல்லாம.
blouse, 1 meter
ஆ,
blouse you are having,
எஸ்
right?
மேம், எஸ் மேம்,
Then you can
எஸ்
do
மேம்.
just as per, fold it. If at all you have any design. See, I'm showing you, no? This is the selvage part. Okay. So from the selvage to the cross grain side, I'm folding because I'm having some circles as my design. So I'm folding in this way direction. You can do any direction, like this side also you can fold. Okay. According to the design of the fabric, if at all it is plain fabric, then you can fold it into in this way, like that.
Ma'am, now what method I can take, ma'am? Lining or without lining, ma'am?
Without lining, I'm showing. If you want to
Oh,
do with the lining also, I will guide you. No issues with that.
okay,
Why?
okay,
Because
ma'am, okay, ma'am.
everything is same. Only you are going to attach extra fabric to the main fabric. That is the difference with the lining blouse. Okay.
Okay, okay.
So here I have folded the fabric into half. I'll show you and I'll share you the snaps also. If at all the camera is not, covering all the angle, I'll just share you the picture once done with the marking. Okay. So first I have folded like this, and on the folded side, I'm going to place the back pattern. Okay. Just place the back pattern on the folded side in this way. Okay. So the folded side should exactly placed on the folded side only. Like this. If you have ball pins, just give the pinnings. Okay. Then the pattern won't move. Otherwise, just keep the weights. And take the measuring tape. According to the seam allowances, you have to provide the seam allowances. So I have explained it in the starting class only 1/4 inch, half inch, everything. So here on the shoulder, I am going to mark 1/4 inch. Okay, just place the tape and give the 1/4. Yeah, like this. Okay, extend it till here, till the outers. Okay, now 1 centimeter. It is on the back side of the tape, or else in some tapes it will be on the front side itself. Just identify it and place 1 centimeter marking. If you are aware of these 1 centimeter, you can directly give the markings. If you are not aware, just use the tape, measuring tape, and follow the measurements. Just place it and give the 1 centimeter gap in this way. Okay. Little by little you have to do. So this is what, hope it is visible. I'll show you in clear view. So this is what the seam allowance, whatever the gap is coming, that is for the stitching purpose. Okay. So like this you have to give. Now for the arm curve also 1 centimeter.
Ma'am,
Yes.
for lining blouse also same measurement. Same.
Yeah, lining also same measurement. Whatever the marking I am doing, you have to do that
And
on the lining. Okay. Place the patterns and do the marking on the lining part and then cut the linings. Later you go with the main fabric. Place those lining cuttings on the main fabric and just do the cutting. Okay.
for main fabric, no need of extra cloth, no? No need of extra cloth.
Sorry, speak loud. I'm unable to hear your voice.
After taking lining
Ah,
measurement, same on the main cloth, placing after the main cloth.
I'm not getting you properly, dear.
Okay, ma'am. I'll message and voice message.
Asking about
Use.
lining only, right? Lining and main
Yeah.
fabric. See,
Hmm.
whatever the method I'm doing now, do the same on the lining. Just fold the lining and mark the markings, whatever the seam allowance markings. Okay, once you've done, just cut. We will be cutting the fabric now. So those cuttings you have to place directly on the main fabric and do the cutting. No need to provide again seam allowances on the main fabric. Okay, whatever we are doing
Okay.
on the lining itself first. And the same
Okay.
exact piece we are cutting on the main fabric. Okay.
Okay.
Hope you got your point, I think.
Yeah. Yeah, good.
Okay. Any of you having any experience of this or all of you are beginner level? Let me know. Any sewing experience is there or all of you are beginner levels?
Ma'am,
I have some
yeah.
experience now. I will do stitches now.
What? Come again?
I will do the kurtis and all now.
Haha, okay, okay. So you have some little experience with these allowances. Okay, fine, fine.
Yes. Yes.
Once done with the seam allowance of the neck and the arm curve, come to the side. So here I am taking 1/4. If you want, you can take 1.5 or 2 inch, whatever. Everything is correct. So extend whatever the 1 centimeter you are taking, just extend those. Okay, don't give exactly here. Just extend them. Okay, 1/4. And coming to the bottom, it is like 1/2 inch. See, this method of the blouse is different from tailor's method. Okay, this is a perfect boutique style finishing with professional fitting blouse. Okay, we are working with our exact body measurements. We are not giving any assumptions of measurements here. Exact, we are working with our body measurement. So the perfect blouse fitting will be getting after done with the stitching. Okay. So if you compare with normal tailor's method blouse, you can experience that difference in the front pattern. The front pattern length near the hook and eye part, it will be coming more for this method. Don't get worried. Just concentrate on the fitting. Okay. So like this, you have to give the markings. I'll just take a snap of this and I'll share in the group. Okay, I shared in the group. So this is the back pattern. Once you're done, you can remove the pattern. Before that, just, okay. So before removing the pattern, just mark the dot also. Okay, whatever the lines are there, means the whatever the dots are there, just extend them. Extend with the chalk like this. And we know the dart height, it is like 3.5 inch. Okay, just remove the pattern and place the 3.5 from this middle point. Okay, just give the dot point and take the scale and just draw the lines. Okay, like this you have to trace the dot. Okay, now just put it a little front. Now take the front pattern. Place the front pattern like this and give the seam allowances, exact whatever the seam allowances we have provided, same. So for the sleeve, sorry, for the shoulder it is 1/4. Okay, exactly I have marked. And for the both front arm curve and the neckline 1 centimeter. See, in the front, this triangle shape, according to that, you have to give the mark. A little triangle shape should form. Okay. And coming to the side, it is 1/4, 1/4. Bottom also, I'm giving this 1/4. And the bottom, it is 1 centimeter. So here I have exactly given the 1/2 inch folding. Okay. You can just mark the 1/2 inch here. So I'll be cutting this. And for the front neck, also it is 1 centimeter. Okay. Once you're done with the outer marking, come to the dots. Okay, here we need a needle or a ball pin. I'll show you. We are going to trace the dots here. So for that kind of ball pin is required. First thing, just trace the dot points. Bottom lines are there, right? So exactly just mark the dot points. Okay. Same thing. I'm following for the arm dot also. Now, the middle, these points we have to mark. For that purpose, this kind of pin thing is required. Just keep the pin on the dot, whatever the dot is there, and just turn the pattern to the outside and give the marking. So we can draw later lines. Okay, like this you have to trace the dots, or else you can keep the carbon paper. Carbon paper in the bottom part and just draw the dot lines, and the pattern will be transferred to the fabric. Like that also you can do. Once you're done with the all dot points marking, just remove the pattern and draw the lines. Like this. Okay. So you can utilize, see on the side some space is there, right? So that space can be utilized for the band part. Okay, here I'm placing this band part over here, and I'm going to do the marking. So like this, you can utilize the space. Okay, whatever the markings are the same. So for the per curve, you have to give 1 centimeter. I'm just, giving exactly. So you guys work with the measuring tape. Okay, 1 centimeter, and bottom also it is like 1/2 inch. And this side 1/2 inch. And from here to here, I'll be giving 1/4 by using the measuring tape. Okay, so this is the band part. Hope it is visible. I'll be sharing this entire picture in the group. Okay. So with this, the back pattern, front pattern, and the band part is done. Now this part, just move away. Now take the sleeve pattern. See, sleeve pattern also you have to place the pattern on the folded side. Okay, and give the exact seam allowances. For the bottom, it is like 1/2 inch. And for the arm curve, 1 centimeter. Like this. And for the side, it is like 1/1/4. I'll be giving that. Once you're done with the arm marking, just keep it aside. Once we do cutting, the other side we can mark the front arm curve. Okay, 1/1/4 I have given here. Like this. Okay, I'll just take the snap and I'll share in the group. Understood, right? Marking, how to do the marking. Any doubts here? Let me know if you have any doubts. Otherwise, it's fine.
Ma'am, in front pattern, we have to give seam allowance in the hook part, right?
Yes.
How much, ma'am?
Seam allowance for the front means here, right? 1/2 inch.
Yes, ma'am. Okay, ma'am.
1/2 inch. Okay, I shared in the group. Now we'll show you the cutting of this. So for cutting, you have to use the fabric scissors. These are the fabric scissors. Now, for the cutting part, you have to do the cutting exactly on the dotted lines. What are the dotted lines we have drawn? No, exactly on that you have to cut the patterns. I will adjust the camera. Sorry for that. So neckline I am cutting now. Back pattern neckline. Shoulder and the arm curve. This is the back pattern. Okay, once you're done with the back pattern cutting, just keep it aside. Now I'll be cutting the front part. So front pattern. Front pattern, neckline and cutting. Okay. This is the front pattern. Just keep it aside. Now I'm cutting the band part. This is the band part. Keep it aside. Now I'll show you the sleeve pattern. So whatever the extra pieces are there, just save them. We will be using for, hook and eye part and the neckline covering. Okay, once the sleeve pattern is done, just open the sleeve pattern. Just open the sleeve pattern, and before, as I told you, the sleeve pattern, you have to trim off the back arm curve part now. Okay, so exactly you have to cut the thing in this way, front arm curve. Okay, and place this front arm curve on one side of the blouse pattern, and you can see some excess of the fabric is there, so this you have to eliminate. So give 1 centimeter marking here. Use the measuring tape and give the marking. Okay. So this is the extra. I'll be cutting now. Okay, so for remembering, this is the front and this is the back. If you remove the pattern, it both will look alike. Okay, both the curves will look alike, but for the front, you will be getting a little more, means deeper. So you have to give a mark and just give the notch, means just fold here and just give a small V cut shape like this. So by giving this notch, we can remember that it is the front pattern. Okay. So this is the sleeve. One sleeve I got in this fabric. Okay. So I'll be showing one sleeve and a band part, front pattern and the back pattern. So for transferring these dots to the front pattern, just take this and fold it into this way and give a tap. Okay, then automatically the dot points will transfer to the other side. Okay, I'll do this tomorrow while stitching the blouse. I'll show you. Any doubts in cutting? If at all no doubts, we'll end the class today. No doubts? And save all the cutting pieces, whatever you have, just please save them. We will be using those for the finishing work. Any doubts in class, in cutting? No doubts? Yes, Srimati?
Ma'am, for waistband, 2 piece itself enough, ma'am.
Yeah, good question. Sorry, I forgot that. See, for
Because
without lining blouse, yeah, please listen. Without lining blouse, you have to take 4 pieces. Okay, I have cutted only 2. So I need 2 more pieces of this. With the lining, you have to take 6 pieces. 4 from the lining part and 2 from the main fabric. Okay, so I'll be cutting this 2, means total 4 pieces I'll be taking. Okay, good point. Thanks for remembering. Okay, so without lining, you need only 4 pieces. With lining, it is required 6 pieces, 2 from the main fabric and 4 from the lining fabric. Okay. Any other questions or any other doubts? Let me know. In 2 minutes, the class will be going to be end. If at all no doubts means we'll end the session, and I'll post these 2 classes in the afternoon. You please follow, if those who are not doing along with me, please follow the video and do the things and share me. Okay. If you show some progress from your end so that I can explain you more. Okay. That's why I'm in each and every class, I'm asking you guys to post your work. Okay. Any more doubts? Shall we end the session?
Ma'am,
Yes.
ma'am, how to put the fabric to place the pattern, ma'am? Which side we want to put? Selvage want to come.
See, avoid the selvage part. Okay, you will be getting a very thick part near the selvage. See, I didn't place anything on the selvage. This is the selvage. So you'll be getting a very thick fabric here. Just avoid it. Don't place anything. For folding purpose, you can selvage to other side selvage, you can fold. Okay, according to the design. Okay, in the paper, I'll show you. Wait. Assume that this is the selvage part. Okay, and bottom also this is selvage. Okay, you can fold the fabric into selvage to selvage. You can avoid the selvage part. Like this also you can. Otherwise, you can fold it into in this way also. Okay, you can fold in this way. Place the back pattern here. Okay, place a back pattern and place front pattern also. Okay, and here you will be having some space, right? So here band part, you can place the band part, and remaining space you can utilize for the sleeves. Okay, like that you